Test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. So today is definitely gonna be an interesting day. I was in the live stream yesterday. NQ NAS100 are playing out going into New York session, and that GJ setup we took during the live yesterday ended up flying all day. Flew last night as well, so I'm not really gonna be touching GJ today. I'm gonna be looking at a possible GU buy right here, but keep in mind we have 5 AM GBP news, and for some reason I do not remember seeing this in the Sunday chart analysis. I could be tripping, but we do have 5 AM GBP news today, as well as 830 USD news. But the game plan is still the same. If GU can maintain 34.70 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to 34.90. So we're mainly going to be paying attention to gold, NAS, and GU today. We're going to look for a setup before New York, of course, but we're not going to force a setup. So like I always say, if there's no setups or the volume's dead, just wait till after the news at 8:30 and then wait for 9 AM, 9:30. So that's going to be the game plan for today. But we're going to be looking for continued NAS buys. So we're either going to look for NAS to break above and see if it can maintain 25,790, well, 25,800 as support, or if it can retest 25,700 as support, we can look for buys there. Make sure to like the live, you'll hop up in here. Y'all subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're almost at 4,500 subscribers. We can get to that easily. And shout out to those that was in the TikTok live yesterday. We should be going live later on today as well. I'll let y'all know though, of course. What's going on, Bianca? I see you up in here. We're gonna see how this first 15 plays out though. I do like the buy setup here if we can't hold this low by support. Again, we was bullish, but like the last 2 weeks of December, you know, volume slowed down, all that good stuff. We already talked about that, no point in talking about it again. Then we had a reversal take place last week, but we failed to hold that low as a resistance to give us a new lower low. So what we're gonna be looking for today, well, not just the news, but what we're looking for today is to see if the uptrend is going to come back into play and continue, or if volume is going to push price back down for the downtrend to commence. So that's what we're really looking for right here. That's why I didn't really touch GU yesterday. And then GJ, it did a big ass move already. So unless it retraces going into New York session, I'm not going to touch GJ. So members, when I do the New York price watch list later on, y'all know if I'm going to touch GJ or not. But it literally is done the same exact move we caught yesterday, right? So it's already done a big ass daily candlestick like yesterday, and London session just started 8 minutes ago. So we're either going to see price continue to fly, or we're going to most likely see some retracement and consolidation take place. But we're not going to touch that right now. And I just had to set an alarm for this. Yeah, that's why I saw you in there. I was like, usually ain't up this time. Yeah, that session yesterday, you locked in now. But like I said, we're going to still look for a setup, but we do have news today. So usually how news days go. But we did do big ass moves yesterday and last night. So, but usually how news days go, just like I was talking about in the recordings, make sure to watch those recordings from last week, because we went live Wednesday and Friday during the news last week. And if y'all was not in the live stream on Friday, I literally called out buys on everything. GJ flew during the news on Friday, gold flew, everything fucking flew during the news. And I have to make that into a video. I keep on saying I got to, but I keep on forgetting, honestly. I've been doing so much. So let me go ahead and set a reminder. but even then, I might forget. So my best bet is probably just to download the fucking clip, because I will forget. So let me just go ahead and download it so it's already in my phone, so I can edit that later. But we're gonna be going live with the members today, 8:30. I just hit you up, and I was gonna hit you up later, but I saw you in the chat. I was like, oh, she's awake, so let me hit you back. So I just hit you back on Telegram. Let me see. Yeah, so I definitely gotta make it to the video. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday though. Make sure to check that out if you have not already. And make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I see you scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmakerway_. Got some new posts lined up for y'all today. What was I about to do? See, I already forgot what I was about to do. Let me find that clip really quick. Let's save this video. I might chop this up into a clip. And did you watch the replay of our session yesterday? Did it look good? Because, you know, we was doing something different. So does it still look good? Does it just show my screen the whole time? Or does it, like, flip back and forth? I didn't look at the recording yet. But it looked pretty good. I might start doing that a lot more often. No, it looks like it's just showing my screen. But it's all good, though. Those just joining the stream, we have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. Price did not retest this level during London session. Did this pre-London. So with gold, we're going to be looking for buys. Did a big move, not last night, but Sunday night going into Monday. Made new all-time highs. Continuing the higher high we was catching on Friday and last week. Because again, if y'all was in the live streams or watched the Sunday chart analysis last week, I told y'all to look for buys. And we was catching buys. Last week we got buys Monday. Caught some buys Friday. And then caught a small buy Thursday. And obviously, price gapped and flew all yesterday. So we're going to be looking for continued buys, right? We could see some retracements, but we're still looking for some buys. It did a nice retest like literally 2 hours ago. But as you know, we do not chase price. We're just going to wait for price to retest or look for the next possible entry point. So we got a new 15 about to pop up. GU did push back above this level. So if GU can maintain 3470 as support, we're going to be looking for buys right here. So we're going to see what this next 15 looks like. And we're going to switch this over. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. Just chilling, patiently waiting. Whoops, I just did something. Set that alert back. Now, I like this GU setup. Like I said, depending on how price plays out today, we're going to see the uptrend come back into play, or price could flip the script on this. That's the only thing about GU right here. But if it does hold this level of support, it meets my rules, so it's not like I'm gonna break my rules if I go for a buy here. That's just the only thing I don't like about GU. But everything else is still kind of chilling, so else to take a trade, it would have to be GU, depending on if it can retest right here. I didn't go to yet. Oh, no problem, no problem. GU is nothing for future. No. That's for it. So the only thing future side is going to be NAS100 and gold. That's the only thing on the future side. So I usually look at 2 futures, 2 Forex pairs a day. I flip between NQ and YM, depending on the market structure. And then I usually just look at GU and GJ, and I take one of those setups as well. So that's why you always see, like, on average, we take like 1 Forex, 1 future setup a day, like we did yesterday. Took the GJ setup during London session, and NAS100 setup during New York session. And then we go to like last week. You know, we took gold setup, GJ setup, just an NQ setup that day. Obviously, it depends on the market structure as well, because if I don't see things that follow my rules, I'm not going to just take a setup. Just to take a setup. But right now, we're looking at NQ on gold right now. We're just waiting for price to hit one of our levels or retest. That's what we're waiting for right now. Missed the entry on gold about an hour ago, but it's all good. And I can pull up the futures version too, so let me do that. Let me just make sure my levels are updated, because the prices are different on the future side. Let's see what we got going on. GC marked up. Let me see. I gotta mark up GC really quick. Let me do that really quick. So I'm not touching GJ. I can just put NQ up on this one. So yeah, so we're kind of in a similar situation with these two. But let me do my levels on GC really quick. Again, y'all, if y'all have any questions, drop in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop in the chat. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal, free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. Let me see something really quick. All right, new 15 just popped up. So we're going to be looking for a retest. So let me stop marking up GC really quick, because we're going to see if we can hold this level of support right here. Again, we have news at 5 a.m. though. That's the only thing. It's kind of pushing my rules as far as taking trades on going into news events. But we're about to see how it holds right here. If it holds good, we might take a setup. If not, we're not going to force a setup. So again, we're looking to see if we can hold this level as support. We do not just go for breakouts. We want to see if price can break and retest, just like with NAS100, right? This is what happens when you break out without waiting for the retest. You fall for a quote-unquote fake out, right? But we broke out, retested, price flew to the upside, right? Same thing here. If you would have broke out or took a trade just because price touched the level, you would have got wicked out. But when price broke and retested, you could have made it bad. So let's see if GE holds the level. Because if GE doesn't hold this level, we're not taking a buy set. It's very simple. That's why I got my alert here and my alert here. If we hold this level, we're looking for buys. If not, we're going to look for possible sells here. So pay attention to how price reacts to our level right here. I might make another video because I just dropped a video like a week ago going over funded accounts, and I literally passed the account. I'm on a streak right now, right? So, long story short, I ran back up on the funded accounts using the exact rules that I talked about in this video, and then literally in 2 weeks and a half, like I tell y'all, it could pass in 2 weeks to a month following these rules. But obviously Christmas week and New Year's week wasn't really full weeks, so that's why it took like 2.5 weeks, which is still not bad, to pass a 2-step. But literally in the past like 3 weeks, I passed 2 accounts, and I didn't start them at the same time. I passed one, bought another one after I got a payout, then passed another one. So I might make another video breaking that down a little bit more in depth and detail. But I still got to do 2 more days. So after tomorrow, I should have it. Well, obviously, you know, they got to do that whole processing bullshit. So I got to take a baby trade right now. Look how GU, again, pay attention to how GU is responding to these levels. This is why we enter and exit off these levels. Appreciate y'all liking the live. Y'all make sure to like the live, subscribe if you have not already. Again, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. And I got y'all. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. Gonna be going live with the members during the 8:30 news today, so members be on the lookout for that. But we also have 5 a.m. GBP news as well. But besides that, there's nothing going on. So again, it's very simple. You either trade before news or trade after news, right? So we don't see anything between now and 6 a.m. I highly recommend just waiting for the 8:30 news to pop off and then look for a setup at 9:30 or after the fact. This is all it is, y'all. This is the realistic side of trading, right? It's not fast paced. You shouldn't be just trying to jump in and jump out. You know what your game plan is, you know what your bias is, and all you do is just simply wait for price to come to you and wait for it to show you if it's ready to do that move or not. Very simple. Very simple. And if y'all have not already, hit that first in the description and watch the Sunday chart analysis, because charts are already starting to go as projected. Like I always tell y'all, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but it goes over what we see price doing throughout the entire week. Just like last week, you look at last week's Sunday chart analysis, everything went as projected. The only one that didn't go as projected, I think, is GU, because GU ended up reversing. But besides GU, everything went as projected. I was over there talking to myself this whole time. I wonder how long I was muted. But anyways, what I was saying basically was with GC game plan still the same. If we get retest and maintain 45.92 as support, we could look for buys going to 46.14. And we hold that as support, we could go for the all-time highs. Or if it rejects, it could retest 45.68 as support. We could look for buys there. If it breaks below that point, we'll talk about that later with the members and students, because we're going to be going live during the 8:30 news. So if that does play out and do something like that, we'll do an update in the New York price watch list as well as during the news live with the members. But we got a new 15 popping up. I mean, new 5 just popped up. We got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. So I'm about to see what happens here. Again, GU. Alright. GU is right in between what I call reversal territory. Okay. We had higher highs getting made, and then again the last 2 weeks of December we had some consolidation. Then we had a reversal take place last week, right? So then this was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So price rejected and reversed all last week, and then we had price start to retrace. So depending on what price does today, we're either going to see a lower low get made, or we're going to see the bullish momentum come back into play. So again, that's why I'm really just waiting to see how price responds, because trades about going for high probability, high quality setups. You just don't want to go for anything and everything. Every trade you take should count, right? Because at the end of the day, we're putting our hard-earned money on the line. So if I'm going to put my hard-earned money on the line, I want to be 100% confident that the trade is going to go in my favor. I'm going to make some money. So if I'm not fully confident in this setup, or I can say, oh, I'm going to be like, oh, hopefully this plays out, you might as well not take the trade, right? You should not be trading based off hope. You should be able to understand and explain logically why you're taking the setup you're taking. So that's why, again, our win rate is so high, because we only go for A+ setups. We don't go for ifs, buts, and maybes. We only go for high probability setups. And that's why I also have no issue being patient, because again, price will show you when it's about to make the move. Like, a lot of people think waiting for the retest, you're going to miss out on the setup. But that's not the case at all, because Exhibit A, and then if y'all was on live stream yesterday, I could show Exhibit B. Because yesterday in the live stream, GJ did a retest, and I got to see how price retested and pushed back up. Alright. Because again, we entered it off the London Open. Then it retested at 330. You saw the wick go for, you saw the candlestick go from red to a wick, and then ever since then, what did price do all day ever since 330? Flew to the upside all day, then flew to the upside again last night. And I told y'all buys at the beginning of the week. So again, do I have a crystal ball? No. But how did I know buys was the move to go for? Why did price fly all day and all last night? Because again, when you don't chase price but follow the flow of price, when that volume picks up, 8 times out of 10, it's going to continue to go with the momentum and the cycle we're in. We're about to see what this next 15 looks like, though. No, I do mute every now and then. Like, if I'm not saying nothing, I just mute, so it's not like too much movement and noise from my end. But earlier I was talking, I was muted as fuck, cause I was on my I was on the StreamYard screen. I was looking at some other shit. What time I offer? I'm gonna be offer around like probably like 4 o'clock, 4:30. But yeah, so be just chill, especially like right now. I'll let y'all know, especially because you're in the back end and the channel. If we hit our levels, of course, we take a setup. The way it's looking right now, unless we see some action next 30 minutes or an hour, we're probably gonna be chilling until New York session. But we will be live with the members on Zoom during the 8:30 news today. So you just want to chill till then, just chill till then. But we're gonna be looking to see what takes place during the 8:30 news, and then you can ask questions and shit like that as well during those. But definitely make sure to watch the last two live streams with the members from last week on Wednesday and Friday for sure. But yeah, that's just how it is, right? So some days there's volume, some days there's not volume, but that's with all sessions. And not just New York sessions is always full of volume, because we can literally just go take a trip down memory lane. There's plenty of New York sessions that were choppy as fucking slow. Like, let's think about Thursday, you know what I'm saying? But every session has high volume, every session has low volume, every session has retracements, consolidation points. But again, to understand why price is doing what it's doing, you have to understand market structure as well as what's currently going on in real time, right? So when we look at NAS100, we need to break this point for the uptrend to continue, right? So we're going to need some volume to break through that. You can see for the past few weeks, we've been struggling to break past this point. And we can also see that when we did break that level yesterday, we failed to hold it at support. So now we're going to need some volume to either break through this point or to maintain that level of support to keep pushing, just like with GJ, right? Because remember last week I was like, I'm not looking for sales on GJ because we're still bullish. So even though last week price started off rejecting, remember I said I'm not looking for sales on GJ. And then what did price end up doing on Friday? Flying to the upside, just like I told y'all. And then what did I tell y'all this week on the Sunday chart now is to go for buy. So again, why did I say we weren't going to look for sales on GJ? The same reason why when the volume picked up, it flew to the upside, right? So again, red does not mean sell, green does not mean buy. This is why it's important to understand the market conditions, the rules of price, and to get your copy of Playbook, right? Because again, we had news. I'm gonna make a video. I already downloaded it on my phone, so now I just gotta fucking edit it and shit. But again, we had news on Friday. And what did price do on Friday, right? We had 8:30 news and 10 a.m. news. We go to GJ. Let's see what else we got going on. What's going on, money? I like how you explained it, my G. Caught you on TikTok and subbed here. I'll see you around. Hey, that's what's up. Appreciate it. If you was the one I was talking to yesterday, I know who you are. No, I'm not muted. I'm not muted. I was muted though. Right. So again, we had 8:30 news. Is it crazy that when the 8:30 news popped off on Friday, price flew to the upside? No, it is not. Is it crazy that at 9 a.m. when volume came in, price flew to the upside? No, it is not. Because again, once you understand how the markets work, you realize all the shit people be talking about the internet is bullshit, right? Trading is very, very, very simple. That's why my bio says trading made simple, because it is way too overcomplicated. So gold's pushing up right here. So we're about to see how price reacts to this level. Again, we do not breakout trade. If we would have broke out traded, we got to wicked out here. We would have got fucked up here. We would have got fucked up here. And we would have got fucked up here. So what we want to look for is a break and retest, okay? We do not breakout trade over here. Same thing here. If we would have went for a buy here, would have got fucked up. Would have got fucked up. If we would have tried to go for a buy here, would have got fucked up. Would have got fucked up. Would have got fucked up. So it's not their stop loss hunting you. Your stop loss just gets hit because obviously if it rejects, it's going to hit your stop loss. But this is why I always say we're just chilling, patiently waiting. If you just slow down, you'll realize that price is not moving as fast as you think it is, right? Now you also have to be early to it, right? You don't want to hop on the charts right at 9:30 or right at 3 o'clock. Well, I do it now, but that's because I know what I'm doing now. But you don't want to do that initially. You want to be there a little bit early so you can prepare and be there before the shit takes off. You see what I'm saying? We're going to see what this next 5 and 15 looks like. Again, if y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Same thing here with NAS100, right? NAS broke my level. Well, what happened would have took a buy here. We'd be in unnecessary drawdown and a potential risk of getting our stop loss hit. It's not because we're wrong to go for buys. It's because we're rushing the setup or trying to catch a move before price makes it, right? I talked about this all the time, so make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram playmaker_weight, TikTok _playmaker weight_, right? You hear me talk about it all the time. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday as well. Make sure to check that out after the live is over. Make sure to check it out after the live is over. And also make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal, free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. I might put how we did on the year. I'm still figuring out what I want to do. But we went absolutely crazy last week. To start off the year, we went 5-1, give us 83% win rate. And as far as how we ended 2024, not 2024, 2025. Shit, it's already 2026. That's crazy enough. How we ended quarter 4, not 2024. October went 30 wins, 4 losses. November 27 wins, 3 losses. December 23 wins, 5 losses. Ending the quarter 4, 80 wins, 12 losses. Gave us an 87% win rate. Got 305,000 pips. And as far as how we ended the entirety of 2025, you scroll to January 9th. Again, first link in the description. Join the free Signal, free Telegram. You can see how we did the entire year of 2025. So when I tell y'all we average a 90 to 80% win rate on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis, that is not cap. We literally had an 85% win rate for the entire year of 2025. So again, all those months and days where everybody was talking about price action bad, tariffs this, WW3 that, we had no issues trading any of those months. Why? Because again, we understand what is taking place. All you have to do is just wait for price to come to you, like you see us do every day during these live streams, and then just simply wait for your confirmations to be met, right? Trading is on easy mode when you know what you're doing, on top of when you have these key price levels marked off, because you literally are prepared for the next push and also the next rejection. So before anything takes place, you're already ready for it. So there is no getting blindsided or trying to figure out what just happened, why did price, you know what I'm saying? But let me put it back on. Let me put it on gold actually, because gold might try to do something here. And then out of curiosity, let me pull GU back up, because I wonder if GU rejected. Again, if y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Let me see what GU's up to. Yeah, so GU's still chilling here. Again, we do got news at 5 a.m., so I'm probably not going to take this setup because it's a little bit too late. But January, we went 17-3, February 14-1, March 13-1, April 16-1, May 19-1, June 17-4, July 17-2, August 23-2, September 16-3, and then again October, November, December. Ending the year 232 wins, 30 losses, gave us 85% win rate, all 12 months combined. Almost caught 1 million pips. This is not even including restore ratio setups, which we average 1 to 3, 1 to 4 RRs if all TPs get hit. If half the TPs get hit, we average like a 1 to 2 RR, which is still not bad at all. So we really be killing over here, y'all. So about to see what today's got in store for us, though. New 5-minute just popped up. I was just about to do something. I forgot what I was about to do. I'm about to catch it to the chat in a second, y'all. I got y'all. Let me get this off the screen so y'all can see my stuff a little bit better. What news is at 8:30? Just USD news. I don't watch news. Don't ask me what the reports are about, because I don't care. All I care about is what time is popping off, so I am not shocked or surprised if we do see a volume spike take place. But I don't really care what the reports are about. I don't make my trading decisions based on the news reports. I make all my decisions based on market structure. But yet I'm still able to predict what the price is going to do at the beginning of the week, day by day basis, hours before news, just by the charts, right? So is it because of what they read on a piece of paper, or is it because there's rules that price follows every single day? right? That's to be determined. But I don't watch a single news event. I don't know what the reports are about. I tell people all the time, I thought Powell was a chick until somebody posted them watching it, and I found on an accident what Powell looked like. I don't know none of that shit. All you gotta do is concern yourself with what time it is. And I got a playlist. I have to make a new video probably this week. It's gonna be going over the Friday news or the Wednesday news from last week. But I do have a playlist on here titled How to Trade News, which goes over other trades we took during news days and things like that. But I do gotta update it because I haven't updated it in a cool minute. But the rules are still the same because, again, we've been doing the exact same thing, trading the exact same way, literally since 2022. Nothing's changed but our discipline, right? Nothing's changed but our discipline. Let's see what else we got going on here. Am I only on YouTube? No, I am not. So if you look on your screen underneath your name, it says follow my IG. My IG, Playmaker_way. Then my TikTok, Playmaker_Playmakerway_. All right. So I do have an Instagram and TikTok. Make sure to follow me on there because I post daily on both Instagram and TikTok. And we go live at least 3 times a week during New York session on TikTok. And we're live every single day like we are right now. London session 3 a.m. EST. So make sure to hit that first link in the description on the free signal free Telegram. That way you're notified every time we go live on YouTube, like I did today, and every time we're live on TikTok. That way you're notified every time we go live on YouTube and TikTok, as well as you can see the weekly Sunday chart analysis. Like I always tell y'all, the Sunday chart analysis does not just go over what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday. It goes over what we see price doing throughout the entire week. That's why every time I do the weekly recap, I'm not just copy and pasting this shit. And I don't just purposely or accidentally bring it all the way back to the Sunday chart analysis, because I'm trying to get y'all to see how easy life will be once you just rip that band-aid off and learn how to read the charts. Once you just rip that band-aid off, stop trying to cut corners and just learn how to read the charts, trading will become so simple. So get your copy of the playbook, join Playmaker University, watch the day trading tips videos, do what you got to do, but rip that band-aid off. Rip that band-aid off. When they say follow the money, they're talking about the chart. My bad, let me get you off the screen, my bad. But when they say follow the money, they're talking about the charts. They're not talking about Twitter posts and news events. They're talking about the charts. When you go to buy a stock or crypto, are they pulling up the last 50 tweets on that stock or crypto? No, they're showing you what price has done the past 4 hours, the past day, the past month, the past years, right? That is what matters. We got a new 15 about to pop up. Let's see what this 15 does right here. Again, if y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. We're 2-0 so far this week. We took a GJ setup live yesterday, and then we took this NAS100 setup during New York session with the members. But if y'all was in the live stream yesterday, we talked about going for NQ buys. Or, again, if you watch the Sunday chart analysis, we talked about going for GJ and NAS100 buys in the Sunday chart analysis as well. So it looks like GU's about to try to hold this little bit of support. Let's see what price does right here. Again, if we can maintain 34.70 as support, we can look for buyers going to 34.85. Yeah, it's still kind of rejecting that level still. The reason why I ask is YouTube is delayed. It's not delayed. It was delayed is by like 2 seconds. The YouTube's not delayed. Now I might respond to y'all's comments late, but the YouTube's not delayed. Like, I'm listening to it right now. Yeah, so it's not delayed. Yeah, so I might respond to your comments late, but the YouTube's not delayed. Like as soon as I say something, I hear me say it like 2 seconds later. So it's not like it's like a 1 minute or 5 minute delay. So what you're seeing on the charts is what's happening in real time, right? So if you go to NAS100, go to the 15 minute on NAS100. This is what NAS100 is looking like, right? This is what GU is looking like on the 15 in real time right here. And you can see it's 3:46, and then it's 12 minutes and 55 seconds on the clock. Go 3:47 now. Again, y'all, we have GBP news at 5. That's also why I'm kind of just chilling on this GU setup, because it's approaching the hour before news. So I don't really like to trade an hour before news, especially where GU is at. It would be different if it was extremely bullish. Now, this is still a good setup if it holds that support, but it'd be different if it was already in like a clean uptrend or some shit, or a clean downtrend. Then I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take this shit. But because depending on what price does today, is either going to bring the uptrend back into play or is going to cause the downtrend to come into play, I much rather sit back and relax, because that's another thing. You do not have to take every setup. Less is more. Again, the reason why our win rate is so high is because we do not take every setup. It's because we purposely sit out from setups or avoid certain setups. Every trade you take should be an A+ setup. You should not be taking C setups, D+ setups. I would even say B- setups. You should only be taking A+ setups. Every trade you take, you should understand why you're taking the setup. It should make sense, and it should be what is most likely going to happen, not just what can happen. Every trade I take, I have full confidence in. I never take a trade and I'm nervous, right? Every trade I take, I have full confidence in. So if you're not fully confident in the trade, even if it ends up playing in your favor, you wasn't confident. If you were like, damn, I should have took it, shoulda, coulda, woulda, next thing you know, you're going to start taking bullshit setups. And as soon as you take a loss, you're going to start crashing out, right? And it's also okay to miss setups. Like, I be looking at, like, if y'all have been following me for at least a month, y'all have seen plenty of times where I've missed setups. And when I say, oh, well, on to the next one, right? That's how you have to be, because like I tell the members of students all the time, when you're asleep, you're missing setups. When you're in a trade, you're missing other setups. When you're done for the day, you're missing setups. So you just gotta get over that. That's part of the game. You see what I'm saying? Like yesterday, we was done at the beginning of the New York session. Like we took this NAS setup. I could have been done with the GJ setup to keep it a stack, right? Because we GJ setup during London session. I was on the 4RR. So I was already done with one of my accounts, but on my indices and futures account, I took that NAS100 setup, right? Because a 1 to 4 is plenty of bread, right? You risk 1%, that's 4%, 2%, 246, that's 8%. You can't go around with making 8% in one day. You see what I'm saying? But then literally after that, we took a NAS100 setup. But then that setup, we was done with that. Let's see when that final TV got hit on NAS. Let's find out. We took that NAS setup at 8:18 and literally 7 minutes into the 9:30 open. So it was in this trade for an hour. We entered pre-market open. We entered during New York, because for those that don't know, New York session starts at 8. But the reason why 9:30, people talk about 9:30 is because that's when the stock is, right? So you can't buy stock until 9:30. But New York session starts at 8 o'clock. But you can't buy stock or sell till 9, right? So we entered this trade at 8:18, and then 9:30. As soon as 9:30 hit, that thing exploded to the upside, and then 7 minutes later, the final TVs got hit, and everything else was just bonus points. Right? So, right? It was this trade for option. It was done, but as you can see, the same I had here yesterday could cut it up here. Obviously, GJ. I did take another setup on GJ, but you can see GJ did it. So you're always going to miss setups. And when I was asleep, I woke up thinking that I was going to continue to ride the GJ wave. I woke up to see this shit. This is what I woke up to. Imagine you're like, yeah, today was a great day. The way we just had that higher high on GJ, I can't wait to catch more buys to GJ. That's easy money. Then you wake up to see this. Well, damn. What am I going to do? You know what I mean? So now we just got to wait for another setup. That's all it comes down to. Just got to That's just part of the game. But G is looking right here. I cannot do on is that we swear we got the reward parts by really being used there, unless it just got updated yesterday or last night. For some reason I do not remember on Sunday night it telling us we had 5 p.m. GBP news. So they changed their update of that. But for some reason I do not remember I'm saying that shit. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop in the chat. Shout out to those that are in here. Shout out to those that like the live, subscribe. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out after the live is over. Got some new videos lined up for y'all on Instagram and TikTok today as well. And then make sure to hit that first link in the description and free student or free Telegram. Yeah, this setup's not terrible, but we'll see how this assessment. Let's see. I don't trade New York session on TikTok. I do not trade New York session on TikTok. I trade New York session with them because this is what you have to understand, right? And there's no shade of disrespect. I just don't do it. So shout out to those that do it. But I'm not one. You look at my live streams, hour, maybe 2 hours. So there's a lot of interactions. But before I started, the reason why I started these live streams is because back in the day, people used to think I was lying about the setup I was taking, which is understandable because I came out of nowhere. This was back in 2022 when people thought only 1% of traders were successful, or you had to be on Wall Street to trade. So when I started coming out of nowhere with these 80% win rates, 90% win rates, catching these big ass trades, predicting what price do on a day-by-day basis, people used to be like, oh, you're lying. There's no way you did that because all the Reddit reviews say that's not possible, right? Or they'd be like, no day trader can outsurpass the S&P 500, which is the dumbest shit ever. I don't know why people believe that shit. That's stupid as hell. Any profitable day trader is surpassing the S&P 500, but that's a whole nother conversation, right? We've been top ticking and bottom ticking before it became a trend. This was all back in 2022, right? So for people about the time I can Telegram, I'm lying about the shit I do. So that's why I started live streaming, so I could be like, look, how before this played out, I told y'all exact price, I told y'all what we're looking for. By the way, right? I'm not one of these people that's live. So New York session, because before I started streaming, I used to just be chilling. Like I'd be taking trades in my bed. I'd be junking trades, I'd be cooking, taking trades, I'd be taking a walk. Like a lot of the trades I take, if I'm not on a computer, I'm calling them into they're doing something else. That's the beautiful thing about trading. Like you don't have to be on your charts all day. But to answer the question, I live stream when I'm taking trades in New York session because I kind of want to focus, but I'm also doing other things. I might be doing one-on-one sessions, I might be editing, I might be cooking. I do a lot of stuff during New York session because that is the beginning of the day at the end of the day. So what I do during New York session is at the beginning, let me just show you. I can show you better than I could tell you, right? I can show you better than I can tell you. This is also why I do tell this stuff so you can actually see what goes down, right? So what I do is in a session, I drop what's called your price watch list, and this is where I go over all the trades we took in this session, an update of the charts from London, as well as possible setups going into New York. I say exact price points to look for buys or sells at. I tell you whether I'm looking for buys or sell, and then throughout the day, I give trade ideas and also notify when things are going as projected, when things are not going as projected, and then we do take setups during New York session as well. But as far as the TikTok live streams, if we go into the free Telegram, first link in description, we usually go live around 2 o'clock, 2:30. So the TikTok lives are more educational lives. The London session lives is where we're actually taking trades in real time, but the TikTok lives are a little bit more educational lives where I break down why things played out the way they played out for the day, as well as how to read the charts, right? So that's when I pop open the playbook so y'all can understand how this works. So definitely tune into the TikTok lives, because this is why I say, like, if you're trying to learn some shit, watch the TikTok lives, right? Watch right? My page, all my pages is educational content. That's why I don't do no clickbait shit. I don't, flex my lifestyle. All I do is post educational content because I'm here to teach. Because when I was trying to learn how to day trade, all I was trying to do was like just show stuff, flashy stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but how are you doing this, right? So a lot of people don't actually want to teach. That's because a lot of people can't teach. So that's why after I figured this shit out, I was like, I should just give game everything videos. You'll watch my video and you'll leave with something new. You're teaching y'all shit all the time. So the TikTok lives is education. The London session lives is also education because you get to see different scenarios every day. You get to see how I take setups, the steps I don't take, the steps I do take, and you can also answer questions or get questions answered in real time. Just like right here. I told you I was looking for GU buys, told you we could hold this low by support, and look what price is doing right now, right? So you get the best of both worlds in the London session lives, but again, the New York lives on TikTok are at the end of the day at 2 o'clock. So I don't recommend taking a trade at 2 o'clock because after that, you might get stuck in the middle of a trade. But no, but still tune into the TikTok lives. Like you're actually trying to learn some shit, tune into the TikTok lives because that's where we break the shit down. And y'all be in the TikTok lives, you already know that's where we be breaking shit down. So again, the London session lives is when we're live trading, answering questions, giving y'all projections for the day. TikTok lives is a recap of the London session live as well as the trades we took, and then I break down why I saw price doing what it was doing, as well as how to read the charts, how to avoid fake outs, liquidity sweeps, how to identify the trends and cycles we're in. And like I said, I bust out the playbook so y'all can understand exactly how I see the things and how I see it. And if y'all don't got your copy of the playbook, I don't know what y'all doing. All right, the playbook has not failed us yet. So if y'all don't got your copy of the playbook, I don't know what y'all doing. Let me go ahead and drop that link in the chat. So we're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. Again, if y'all have any questions, drop in the chat. When I'm looking at any charts, drop in the chat. But we're about to see what 4 o'clock's got in store for us. We're about to see what 4 o'clock's got in store for us. What did you say? Let me see what you just said. No, I take trades London session and New York session. Like I said, I just don't be on my like when I end this live, I either hop back into bed, go work out, or I'm recording content for the day. Like I'm not the type of trader that's on the charts all day. Like I don't got 5 monitors on my screen. I'm not on the charts from sundown to sun up. I'm literally only on the charts. I'm doing live streams, one-on-one sessions, making videos, or when I'm first doing my initial analysis. After that, I just set these alerts, right? These alerts right here. I set these alerts. I have my buy ideas. I know how much I'm risking per trade. I know what my SO, my TP is going to be. So then from this point, all I'm doing is waiting for price to come to me. So as soon as price hits one of my alerts, let me show you. As soon as price hits one of my alerts, we get a beep, beep, beep on the bottom of the screen. Boom. And I get a text on my phone at the same time. So I literally just got a text on my phone. All my tabs are beeping. So if I wanted to, that's when I hop onto the chart. But I'm still not on my computer. I just pull out my phone, right? And then boom, it's saying NAS just broke one of my levels. I go click it. It's pulling up my exact chart where my levels are. So then that's when I hop onto the chart on my phone. or if I have my laptop next to me, and then I'm waiting to see if price is going to meet my confirmations or not, right? So I'm literally not streaming all day, right? I literally just stream a couple hours out the day. So that's why I do all the shit I do behind the scenes in the advanced play sitting room, because like for example, let's go back to right here, right? So you see here, I called a trade London session, boom, call this gold trade, right? Then you see here, this was January 6th last week. Then you see here, right, I'm notifying them at 5:22 a.m. TP1 barely missed, game plan for pre-New York. Let's see if these levels can hold going into New York session. So I dropped this at 5:22 a.m. right? This was US30. So I sent a screenshot of US30 saying we're either gonna look for buys here or buys here. And then I also dropped the New York price watch list so y'all can see my chart, and I explained it down. I explained and break it down from right. Then you can see during New York session, the same day, I called a trade during New York session. So I trade London and New York session, right? But let's rewind a little bit, because first, actually, let's go back to GU, because I think GU is doing something, so hold that thought. These are good questions, though. I got you. We're going to break it down. But if you watch the last 3.5 minutes of my YouTube videos, right? Because when you watch my YouTube video, you hear me say, if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But if you tap the screen or move your mouse, you'll see that there's still like 4 minutes left in the video. So then you got to ask yourself, what's those 4 minutes? That's when I take you behind the scenes and I explain what's in the advanced play sitting room, what's in one-on-one sessions, what's in Playmaker University, etc., etc. You see what I'm saying? But let's go to US30 really quick. And if you're in GU, shout out to y'all. Y'all are up right now. But again, keep in mind, we do have news at 5 o'clock. Okay, so let me show you really quick how this shit works. So US30, not only did I tell you at the beginning of last week to go for buys on US30, but obviously me and the members took buys as well on US30. So when we go to January 6th, which one was it? This was January 5th, January 6th, right? So this was January 6th. So I sent this screenshot 5:22 a.m. This was US30. Look at the drop to the downside. Look at the market structure. 5:22 a.m. That's the 5:15 candlestick. So when we go to the 5:15 candlestick, that's right here. So again, the market structure looks the exact same as in that screenshot. And what did I say? We're either looking for buys here or buys here. What did price end up doing? It held this level as support. Did price drop to the downside? No. So why did we go for buys here? Because again, we follow the playbook. Then what did price do 9:30? It exploded to the upside, right? Flew all fucking day, right? And I told y'all to look for buys here 3 hours before 9:30 market open. You see what I'm saying? That gold buy, I talked about this in the trade breakdown I dropped yesterday. Make sure to check that out. The same thing with the gold buy. I said we're looking for buys here or here. What did gold do? All New York session. Push to the upside, right? We go to gold, January 6th. Here we go. All right. You can see, again, 5 o'clock. What did price do after I sent that screenshot? Pushed up. Then what did price do 9:30? Push up, right? So not only do I call signals during London, New York session, but I give y'all trade ideas throughout the day for other setups, as well as I notify y'all throughout the day when my key price levels get hit, when charts are going as projected, not as projected, and so on and so forth again. So that's why I literally walk y'all through it. Then we go live at least twice a week during high impact news. We're going to be going live with the members today during the 8:30 news in a few hours. But again, we trade New York session as well as London session. I call Forex setups as well as future indices setups, right? You see those are gold setup. And then you see, I called a Forex setup, right? And just like yesterday, I called a Forex setup during the London session. And the New York session, we took a NAS100 setup. GU is pushing too, y'all. GU is pushing too. NAS is back at this level, so we're going to see if NAS can hold right here. Shout out that took that GU setup, though. Shout out to y'all. Y'all should be up and now. But like I keep in mind, this volume is either going to push in y'all's face or be size of a. Can my Wi-Fi? I probably got too many tabs open. That's probably what it is. But hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what else we got going on. No, I have no issue. Like I say all the time, like I want y'all to ask questions. That's why I do this shit. I don't do this shit because I want to hear myself talk. That's why I be muted. That's why you don't. You know what I'm saying? I have no issue. I'd rather you ask questions than don't ask shit and be confused. That's why I do these live streams. Right, so that's why myself I'm like, okay, there's nothing to talk about, nobody's got questions, so let's just watch the charts, right? So that's why I do these live streams. Like, this is your first time in here, but you're gonna hear me say all the time, if you have any questions, drop in the chat. Look at any charts, drop in the chat. So I got no issue with you asking questions. I appreciate the questions because at least I know you want to learn something, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I started posting to help people out. Let's see what else we got going on here. I have a group chat, so I have the signal room. I don't like, cause me live streaming, the whole process of me being in a trade stops me from doing a bunch of other shit throughout my day. That's why, and that's also what I don't want people to do, right? Because again, you see these videos online where they're like, oh, I'm live trading, and they fast forward them sitting on a computer for 3 hours just to record them taking a trade. I don't got time for that shit. Like I said, I'm not like these other people. Shout out to y'all. Y'all do y'all's hustle. But I got a life. I don't do that shit. The reason why I wanted to trade was for the freedom and flexibility, not because I wanted to. Because I used to work a desk job. Like I used to fucking sell Medicare, Medicaid. Like I don't want to just be at a desk all day. That's what I used to do. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the point of trading, is for freedom and flexibility. It's not so everybody can buy a fucking BMW M5 for some fucking reason. That's not the point of trading. The point of trading is the flexibility and freedom it gives you. I could be at an airport in a trade right now. I could be asleep in a trade right now. I can be in the bed making money right now. I can be cooking, making money right now, right? I can be going for a walk, making money right now. That's the point of trading. It's not to be glued to desk all day. So for me to live stream and live trade the whole process, text messages and update, because I'm out and about. Y'all should be out and about. But yeah, I'm not. It's gonna be on the computer for 10 hours straight. Like when I end this live stream, I'm going about my day. You see what I'm saying? And that's how y'all should want to trade too. That's the beauty of trading. Spend time with family or chill. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what this next 5 minute is doing. But I do go live. But like I said, like for me to be live the whole process, that's gonna take too much time out of my day. And then plus, like I said, I'm a one-man team, which I'm not complaining. But I make all the videos, I edit all my shit, I do all the thumbnails. So after this live's over, I got one-on-one sessions, I got videos to make, videos to edit, on top of, you know, I got a life, you know what I'm saying? So I literally can't afford to do it because, like I said, I make money trading, so I don't have to be streaming for 10 hours to try to get people, right? But at the same time, give all my time away for fucking free. So that's why I take advantage of the free shit. But if you want my individual time, that's why I charge as well. One of a trade and a key part about investing is getting a return on your investment. If I draw 3K, then 3K you put into a live account. You see what I'm saying? Oh, that's pull something up. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. Cool. I'm gonna have to profit from that a little because so I trail my stop loss when I take trades. With the profit, my profit from that loss made money because my stop loss technically got hit. Hold on, we're back, y'all. We back. Let me get the music back going. Give me 1 second. Let me know if y'all can hear me though. Let me see. Of course, it's a damn ad to start off. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Yeah, the Wi-Fi. I had to redo my Wi-Fi. That's my bad, y'all. Y'all know my Wi-Fi trash. We get it. It's all good. My apologies, though. My apologies. Let me get this shit back going. Alright, let me see if y'all can hear the music. Let me know if y'all can hear me now. You can hear me? Can y'all hear the music too? Let me know if y'all can hear the music too. That's my bad, y'all. Y'all know my Wi-Fi is bad. I know I don't live in the city. I live in the country. And pro the country is not a bunch of fucking city folk. Shout out to city folk. I go to the city every now and then, but I don't like being out there too much. But the downside of being in the country is that the signal is trash. Right? Wind blows too hard. You know what I'm talking about? The fucking the windmill don't work no more. You know what I'm saying? But back to what we was talking about. NAS just broke above this level, so we're going to see if NAS can hold this level as support. GU slowly pushing. But let's go back to what we was talking about, y'all. Again, my apologies, but hey, shit happens. We're live. Shit happens. Shout out to those that are still in here. But let's keep on pushing. I'm not selling anything today. I'm not selling anything today. I'm not selling gold. I'm not selling NAS. I'm not selling anything today. Let's see what else we got going on. My opinion on gold is buys. I only go for sells in the downtrend. And when we look at gold, we're not on the downtrend on the smaller time frame or the bigger time frame. I do not counter trend trade. Counter trend trading is why September, October, when gold, NAS100, US30 making all-time highs, everybody was getting fucked up because they kept trying to short the all-time highs. Trading is about going for high probability, high quality setups, right? And this is an exercise I do during the TikTok lives. Excuse me, I just drank some coffee. So make sure to watch today's TikTok live. Well, not watch it, but tune into today's TikTok live. But if we just close our eyes and use simple logic, if we're in an uptrend, trending upwards, and the moves up are bigger than the moves down, it makes zero sense to go for sales and uptrend. So I'm not going for sales on gold. I'm only going for buys. Right, I'm only going for buys. And this is how the fuck. Oh, my bad. I took my AirPods out. My shit bugging out. But anyways, right. So let's talk about it. Let's say you saw this drop happen at midnight, and again, the internet would tell you, "Oh, I'm gonna go for a sell here." What would have happened? You would have went for a sell here. Would have got fucked up, right? So again, you want to go for the high probability, high quality setup. That's why yesterday, even though to start off the day, NAS100 did this big drop to the downside. And then what does the internet tell you about these juicy red candlesticks? Oh, when the 50 fills up, go for a sell, all this other dumb shit. What would have happened? You would have tried to go for sales on 9:30 open or 8 o'clock. You would have fucked up. What would have happened if you tried to, this 50% filled up and go for a sell? What would have happened if you tried to go for a sell here? 9:30 candlestick would have fucked you up, right? So the reason why price exploded to the upside is because we're in an uptrend. You see what I'm saying? So I do not counter trend trade. So as far as gold, gold, we're going to be looking to see if price can break above 4,600 and hold that support. If we hold 4,600 support, we could look for buys go to 4,614, possibly back up to all-time highs, or price could possibly retest 45.72, 45.74. If it breaks past that point, that'll be happening during the New York session, where I'll give an update with the members during that. But as of right now, I'm either looking for, like you see here, buys here or buys here. That is the game plan. I was looking for a buy here, but it did not retest during London session. It took off at 130, so I missed that buy setup. But NAS just broke this level here, so now we're about to see if we can maintain this level as support. That's what we're gonna be looking for right here. So let me cut it to the chat, y'all. Again, I apologize. Wi-Fi went out. Is what it is. Shit happens. But we're back to it. We're back to it. Back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, cool. Let's see what else we got going on here. All right, you can hear the music perfect. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So you see, this is a longer live stream. Like I said, if there's questions being asked, I don't mind being on my computer longer. But like I said, as far as how I trade, I'm not on the computer, right? So that's why after an hour point and nobody's asking questions and shit, I'm like, all right, cool. See y'all later. But if y'all ask questions, I don't mind being on longer. But like I said, I just don't be at the desk all day. See if NAS can hold this setup right here. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If y'all have any questions, drop in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop in the chat. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out after the live stream is over. What do I think about GJ? I am not touching GJ unless it retraces. The reason why I'm not touching GJ unless it retraces is because it's already done a big ass move for the day, right? So if we go into a naked chart, this is what you got to understand, okay? Let's go to a naked chart really quick. So this is how price ended. Whoops. Yesterday. This is how price ended yesterday. This is what price did Tokyo session, London session, and New York session. This is what price did Tokyo session. So for it to have done a full day's move in just one session, one of two things is going to happen. One, we're going to see an abnormally large candlestick happen, or two, we're going to see price retrace and or consolidate. So that's why I'm not touching GJ. Unless it retraces after the news or before the news, I'm not going to touch GJ because it's already the big ass move for the day. So if I try to catch a buy setup, it's a little bit riskier because unless we have a normally large candlestick form, which can happen, I'm gonna get caught in a retracement and or consolidation. That's why a lot of these wicks are formed, because again, before this was a wick, price did the big ass move for the day. But again, matter of fact, let's see if that is the case right here. Let's just do an experiment. Let's just do an experiment really quick, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just do an experiment really quick. All right, so let's see what we had going on here. This was New York session. Boom, okay. So you see here, we have price retrace, start off Tokyo session, London session started here, right? New York session, did a big ass push. So what happened after did that big ass push, creating a normally large candlestick? What happened right at 9:30? Price retraced and then consolidated the rest of the day. So since it already did a big ass move all Tokyo session, unless it does a huge move, we're going to get caught in a possible retracement or consolidation. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and just wait for retracement to take place and possibly look for a setup, or just look for a setup somewhere else. That's the thing about trading, right? You do not have to take every setup. Trading is about going for high probability, high quality setups. That's why I preach learning how the charts work. And that's how I'm able to go from one chart to another, because all charts work the exact same way. So all I'm looking for is a chart that has the cleanest setup for the day. That's why our win rate is so high. It's not because our win rate is so high, is because we don't force setups. The reason why a lot of people last year and still this year, surprisingly, are complaining about price action is because they only look at one chart. But what you have to understand is there's going to be a point in time where your favorite chart is going to be in consolidation, reversal territory, or have low volume. So when that takes place, you have two options. A, don't trade for the day, or B, take a shitty setup and either take a win or take a loss and then go on the internet and talk about price action is bad. But if price action was so bad, why are you taking a fucking trade on the chart? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm leaving GJ alone. Now, if it retraces, I'll update the members of students. But as of right now, I'm not touching it. As of right now, I'm not touching it. I was talking about this earlier in the live stream. We caught a big ass move yesterday on GJ. So I went to sleep last night saying, damn, we're about to catch an easy move on GJ today. Just to wake up and see, again, when did price fly? Price took off literally as soon as markets opened last night. Flew all Tokyo session, flew again, consolidated a little bit, and kept on flying London session, right? So when New York session comes, is again, we do have 8:30 news. So we're either going to see price make a normally large candlestick, or we're going to see some retracements and consolidation take place. So until a retracement takes place, I'd much rather look at another chart that hasn't done a big move for the day, where I can then catch the wave, right? Like we look at NAS100, the NAS100 move we caught the entire move for the day. I don't think people understand that. We caught the entire move for the day on NAS100 yesterday, right? We entered right here. We caught this entire wick and body up yesterday. How did we catch that entire wick and body up? Because we went with the flow of price, and also because, again, price didn't do a crazy move yet. Just like today, price has not done a move yet. So looking for a setup here, we have a higher likelihood of catching something and not getting caught in retracement consolidation versus GJ that's already did a big ass move in literally just one session. You see what I mean? It's not just simply you open up a chart and look for setup. These are things you have to consider as well, because when things don't play out, it's not because buyers, sellers, or a Twitter post, it's because of the market structure. And that's what people miss, because we all I did this as well. Again, I'm never going to act like I popped out the womb profitable. I did this as well. I skipped learning how to read the charts. That's why when I finally ripped the band-aid off and learned how to read the charts, that's why I realized it's just a lot simpler than people make it seem. And that's why I always preach the charts, right? No indicators, no trend lines. I always talk about the charts. When you ask me the question, I talk about the charts and market structure. When we take setups, it's based on the charts and market structure. You see what I mean? Yeah, G moving nice. Like I said, I didn't take this setup. Shout out to those that took it though. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. And make sure to click that first link in the description, join the free student, free Telegram. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, playmaker_way, TikTok _playmaker_way_. Post daily on both pages. And shout out to those that found my secret TikTok. If you know, you know. All right. But let's see if NAS can hold this level here. That's what we're looking for the next 15. Again, we do not breakout trade. We wait for break and retest. We do not breakout trade. We wait for break and retest. All right, we do not breakout trade. We wait for break and retest. Am I trading live? I'm going live during the New York news today. Again, I don't live stream a live trade New York session because I do a lot of stuff during New York session. I be having one-on-one sessions during New York session. I got to record and make videos for the day during New York session. I'm also looking at trades for New York session, calling signals. A lot of stuff I got going on during the day. Right? Again, I am not the type that's on live for 10 hours a day. That's just not me. Right? So that's why you have to ask questions when I'm live, but also pay attention to what I'm talking about. That's also make videos. And like I showed you, I notify y'all throughout the day. I notify y'all. I walk y'all through the setups. But I'm not on my computer all day. I'm not. I had to get a standing desk because even now I'm like, I'm on my computer for too fucking much right now. Let's see what we got going on. What I think about US30 for the day. I'm not really trading US30. Now, why am I not trading US30? Same reason why I wasn't trading NAS100 2 weeks ago. Same reason why I'm not trading GJ today. Because what you have to understand is that this year, just like last year, the reason why last year was so tough for so many people is because this is what is very important to be picky with your setups and to understand how the markets work. So when we look at US30, what is going on with US30 right now? At all-time highs. So the only way we would take a buy setup on all-time highs is if price retraces. But also note that we already caught the higher high last week and yesterday, right? So for us to take a buy setup here, we have to have a take profit somewhere. But if this is the highest price has ever been, there's nothing to target. But it's also not recommended to short all-time highs because, again, let's just take a trip down memory lane. What was happening during September and October when it was making all-time highs? Everybody was getting fucked up trying to short, right? So that is why I'm looking at NAS100. Just like 2 weeks ago, I was looking at US30 over NAS100 because NAS100 wasn't at an ideal place, an ideal market structure. So I'm not trading US30 today. I'd rather trade NAS100 because, again, we have cleaner market structure. We just made a higher high. And if we break past this point, we still have levels to target to the left. So I'm not just reaching for the sky or guessing, right? That's why you see how my buyer, every live stream you see me in, you're always going to see how my buy or sell ideas to the right. I already know my game plan for the day, right? But with US30, I can't have a game plan unless it retraces some. That's the same reason why I was talking to the other person about GJ. I'm not going to touch GJ unless it retraces because, again, it doesn't make any sense to take a setup right now after you already did a big ass move, because then you're trying to chase the wave and then you're either going to get caught. Look, it's even retracing as we speak right now, right? So you're going to get caught in the retracement or the possible reversal. Again, the reason why our win rate is so high is because we purposely do not take every setup. You have to be picky with your setups, right? Even this GU setup, I told y'all the exact move to go for, but I said, it's not meeting my rules, so I'm not going to take the setup. But I said, I like the setup but I'm not going to take it because I even told y'all I do not remember it saying we had 5 a.m. news today, but obviously it says it. So guess what? I just have to follow my rules and sit back. But as you can see, GU is playing out. But do I sound upset? Not at all. Why? Because it is what it is. Why is what it is? Because I'm already up for the week. I caught a 1-4 on NAS and a 1-4 on GJ. So me missing one setup doesn't stop me from being a profit for the day or for the week or for the month. Whoops. Almost fucking doxed my peoples, right? That's another thing you have to understand about trading. You got to be able to sit back and look at the full picture. Trading is not fast paced. You don't got to trade every day. You don't got to. I know people that only trade 3 days out the week but are still profitable. You know what I'm saying? I know people that literally only trade 3 days out the week and are still profitable. And they only have 3 opportunities to make money versus 5, but they're still profitable. Why? Because again, it's quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. And what you don't realize is these people that be on live all day, especially these TikTok streamers, these motherfuckers take like 20 trades a day. That is not smart. That is not smart. Like I was watching this dude on Friday try to short NAS100, unfortunately, and he shorted it within 10 minutes. He took 4. He had like 300, 400 people in his live. And within 4 minutes, he took 4 NAS sells when NAS was obviously bullish. Again, why was that bad? Because you're taking too many trades, and 2, you're trying to force setups. Again, am I trying to rush into this? No, I'm waiting for my confirmation to be met. You watch any of my live streams, you always see what am I always saying? We're just chilling, patiently waiting. That's why I got the chill music playing, because I want y'all to understand the vibes. We're in no rush. We're just chilling. That's all we're doing. We're waiting for the markets to show us what it's going to do. And then when the market shows us ready to do a move, we jump in that shit. You see what I'm saying? That thing is pushing. So now I'm about to see how it reacts to this level right here. Again, if there wasn't news, I would have took that setup. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. Y'all got some good questions today. I don't know what was going on. Shout out to today, but y'all awake today. Y'all awake today. Y'all got some good questions today. And that's why this last part of live streams, but like I said, I don't be at the desk all day, so I'm also not going to talk to myself all day either. So that's why this live stream is going to be longer than yesterday, majority of the week's live streams. Because, you know, if y'all got questions, I don't mind answering. I don't mind answering. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna move because ping our price plays out right here. And this setup right here, not only we talk about this at the beginning of the live stream, we also talk about this analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but it goes over what we see price doing throughout the entire week. So if you have not watched the Sunday chart analysis, click that first link description, join the free signal for Telegram, and watch the Sunday chart analysis. So we got going on here. So are you trading with sessions? I trade London session and New York session. Strategy works at any time of the day, but I personally trade London and New York session. I look for setups between 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. and then I look for setups between 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Does that mean there's no setups in between? Absolutely not. That's just when I personally am on the charts looking for setups, because again, I got other things to do, so I can't be on the charts all day. Now, if you met me 3 years ago, I was on the charts all fucking day, right? So if you met me 3 years ago, I had no life, and my life was the charts. Like I was literally trading all day, every day back in the day. But that's why I don't do that no more, because I don't need to, and because I have bigger accounts, I don't have to take as many trades to make as much money. You see what I'm saying? So I personally just trade London and New York session. Let's see how G reacts to this level. Y'all keep asking questions. We might be live to see if 5 o'clock does something, but I might cut it after 5:15 because I do got some shit to do. Let's see what else we got going on here. So you know what breakout trade is? Breakout is basically when people be like, okay, I got a level, whatever they mark off, and as soon as price breaks it, they enter a buy. How trading is. I wait for a break and retest, which means price doesn't just break a level, but I'm waiting for it to retest to show that it can hold the level. You see what I mean? So for example, price broke this level. If you would have went, price broke this level, you would have like look at my trade. This is my trade. So if I was to have broke out traded without waiting for a retest, I would have got wicked out, right? Versus here, even so here, like it did a retest here, but it still would have got wicked out, right? Versus here, price did a break and retest is holding, just like how price broke, retested, and it's pushing now, right? Just like right here. If because price broke this level, oh, we got versus price broke and retested. You see how I did a bigger push. So a lot of times it's not, oh, you know, my is getting hit. It's because you're rushing the setup. What I tell the members and students all the time is it's important where the candlestick goes, but it's more important it closes. Just like right here. What if you wanted to go for a buy here just because price broke that level? Oh, fake out liquidity grab, quote unquote. But why did price magically decide here to do the move and take off? That's because price did not just break this level, but it retested and held this level. You see what I'm saying? And as with support sells, price turned this level to a support level. Well, that's why price rejected, because you went for a buy off a resistance level. What do you think is going to happen if you enter a buy off a resistance? Price is going to push down. That's why you want to enter buys off support levels, just like right here. What would have happened if price broke this level and went for a breakout trade? You would have took a loss. But here, price tested of the same level as support, and look how it magically pushed to the upside. You see what I mean? Just like right here. If you would have broke out traded, you would have got fucked up. If you would have broke out traded, you would have got fucked up. Broke out traded, would have got fucked. Would have got fucked up. Would have got fucked up. Would have got fucked up, right? But if you would have waited for the break and retest, you would have made it back. You see what I mean? Just like right here. Let's say y'all was sleep London sessions, y'all missed this GJ live. Let's say, damn, I missed that. So I'm going to again, broke out traded, would have took a loss. Broke out traded, would have took a loss. Broke out, would have took a loss. But look why, but the price magically decide here, retest right here. If you broke out traded, would have took a loss. Broke out traded, would have took a loss. You did not break out trade, even though the internet says it. People on the internet that talk about price actually been bad for 12 months, going on 30 months in a row. So also people don't trade on news days, also don't trade on no news days, and all this other dumb shit, right? So just say something or do something does not mean necessarily that's the thing to do. Some cases that is the case, but this case it is not. Just right here. What would have happened if you would have broke out traded? But in drawdown, would have got lucky this time. But again, most of the examples we see, break trading does not work. Breakout work. Break and retest. And I didn't even take this buy setup, to be honest. So let me just, well, price is not even here anymore. All right, same thing here. Would have got fucked up, but we would have put a break and retest, would have made it back. So again, it's not people sitting at a round table stop loss hunting you. It's because you're rushing the setup and entering buys off resistance levels instead of entering buys off of support levels. Look at this stop loss here. If we would have took a trade here before broken retested, we would have got wicked out. But versus here, if they're retesting price to hold back. I can literally do a bunch of examples of this over and over again, just like right here. What would happen with a broke out trade? Would have got fucked up. Same level, price just magically decided, right? Turn this over to support and then push up. You see what I mean? So again, retest. No, this. Same thing with NAS100. Would have broke, got traded here, would have took a loss. Would have broke, got traded here, we'd be in drawdown right now. That potential loss getting hit. Would have broke, got traded, would have got booked out. But look how price broke and retested, then took off. Just like right here, you would have broke out traded, would have got fucked up. But here, price broke and retested, did a push. Yeah, the Wi-Fi got fucked up, so we might end this in a second anyways, but license beginning. Shout out to everybody's been licensed, y'all joined. I gotta fix my Wi-Fi because my shit is tripping out. But this was examples. Same thing here. Would have broke out traded, would have got fucked up, would have got fucked up, would have got right, would have got fucked up, 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 would have got. So more times than not, breakout trading does not work. Does not work, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to contact me, you can DM me on Instagram, Telegram, TikTok, or respond to all messages. And of course, you want to learn how to identify these levels, copy my signals, or want to be mentored by me, click those links in the description. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody's been licensed at the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been licensed, y'all joined. And members, we will be live in a few hours during the 8:30 news. Be sure to be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we're just what the price does go these next couple hours. Peace, we out.